The most powerful prison in this world has no bars, no locks, and no walls. It lives in silence, tucked away behind the eyes of every man and woman. It is the mind, undisciplined, unchecked, and quietly commanding your every decision, every hesitation, every failure. And if you don't rise to govern it, it will govern you. Every empire ever built began first in the invisible realm, a thought, a whisper of imagination, forged by belief, hammered by desire. But just as thought can build, it can also destroy. The same mind that sparked the incandescent bulb in Edison's fingers, the same mind that drew skyscrapers out of Carnegie's vision and magic from Walt Disney's dreams, is the same mind that can chain a man to mediocrity, self-doubt, and fear. You were not born to be ordinary. You were not placed here to repeat someone else's cycle. You were meant to be dangerous, not to others, but to limitations. To be dangerous to every voice that told you to play small, to every pattern that said, settle. But the danger only awakens when the master awakens, and the master is your mind. Do not wait for the world to give you permission to think like a king, because it won't. The world rewards those who command their thoughts like armies, not those who beg for clarity while living in confusion. You must become the architect of your inner world, because if your thoughts are not designed by you, they will be designed for you, by fear, by comparison, by weakness, by yesterday's pain. Everything begins in the mind. Your wealth, your love, your peace, your power. If you live broke, it's not your wallet, it's your thinking. If you feel stuck, it's not your circumstances, it's your perspective. And if you're afraid, it's not the world, it's the lies you've accepted as truth. Hill wrote, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." But the modern world has twisted this. They preach positivity but live in procrastination. They buy self-help but sell themselves short. They scroll for wisdom but ignore their own inner voice. This isn't just about believing, it's about becoming. Becoming the kind of mind that doesn't beg for greatness, but expects it, because it has done the inner work. Let us speak of belief, not the passive kind that fades in the heat of resistance, but the kind that Lincoln held as the country fractured in war when no one believed a union could stand. The kind that Ford summoned when the world said a self-propelled machine was madness. The belief that defies logic because it is fueled by purpose, not approval. Belief is not built in moments of comfort. It is forged in the fire of uncertainty, where the weak fold and the strong dig deeper. When you master your mind, belief becomes your default. You no longer wonder if you can, you wonder how soon. But belief must be guided by clarity. You must know what you want. You must burn the image of it into your thoughts so deeply that it haunts you, so clearly that it becomes more real than your current reality. Without clarity, belief is scattered. It becomes wishful thinking, not strategic vision. Clarity is power. Clarity is the sword that cuts through the fog of distraction. Without it, you will chase shadows, fall for noise, and wake up one day buried under a mountain of regrets built from other people's expectations. So define it. Define your mountain. Etch it into your soul until no storm can erase it. Your vision must be so crystal, so unwavering, that when the winds of life come, and they will, your eyes stay locked, your path unmoved. Then comes purpose. Why are you climbing? Why are you waking up at dawn, bleeding into your craft, resisting the ease of average? Because without purpose, discipline is torture. But with purpose, discipline becomes devotion. You think Carnegie became the Steel King because he chased money? He chased impact, and the money chased him. Purpose is the root. Everything else is fruit. Fame, wealth, praise, these are results. But they wither when purpose is absent. Master your mind by anchoring it to something eternal, something deeper than a paycheck, something sacred. Because when the mind is anchored in purpose, discipline is no longer punishment. It becomes your compass, your training ground, your fire. Discipline is doing what must be done, whether you feel like it or not. It is showing up when the world isn't watching. It is saying no to the lesser path, not because it's easier, but because it's common. The masters of this world did not rely on mood. They relied on standards. Edison failed thousands of times, not because he was lucky, but because he was disciplined. He showed up again and again until the light surrendered. And once discipline is your rhythm, action becomes your anthem. You cannot think your way into a new life. You must act your way there. Action is the proof of belief, the translator of thought. Without it, all your ideas are ghosts, unlived, unseen, and soon forgotten. Action breaks fear. Action breaks doubt. Action whispers, "Move," when the rest of the world shouts, "Wait." So move. Move toward your vision like your life depends on it, because it does. And as you move, do not forget the power of gratitude. Gratitude is not weakness. It is not softness. It is fuel. When you live in gratitude, you command your focus. You train your mind to see the progress, not just the pain. You remind yourself of how far you've come, even when you're not where you want to be. Gratitude is a weapon. It silences the voice that says, "Not enough," and amplifies the truth that says, "I have everything I need to build more." But life will test you. It will bend your plans. It will mock your discipline. It will laugh at your vision. That's where adaptability becomes your edge. Do not cling to one path. Cling to the mission. The form may change. The direction may pivot, but the destination remains sacred. Adaptability is not the trait of the weak. It is the armor of the wise. When obstacles rise, do not shrink. Shift. Shift your approach, not your goal. Shift your strategy, not your standard. Be like water, flowing, formless, and unstoppable. And when you fall, because you will, resilience is what brings you home. Resilience is the soul's rebellion against defeat. It is rising without applause, moving without validation, continuing without visible reward. It is what kept Lincoln moving through a dozen political defeats, what kept Oprah dreaming in the face of rejection, what turned wounds into wisdom and pain into power. Resilience is not endurance, it is rebirth. You are not here to avoid pain. You are here to transform it, to alchemize it into strength, into courage, into legacy. And the mind, when mastered, becomes the forge of learning. Because every day is a lesson, every loss is a teacher, and every scar is scripture. When the mind is humble enough to learn, it becomes powerful enough to lead. So seek knowledge, not passively, not casually, but relentlessly. Read, study, observe. Learn from the masters, the misfits, the mystics. Learn from your wins. Learn from your wounds. Because the moment you stop learning, you start decaying. A mastered mind is a learning mind, never arrogant, never complacent, always hungry. And when the hunger is alive, when the vision is clear, when the belief is unshakable and the purpose is burning, the world bends. You no longer chase success, you become it. Not because you found a shortcut, but because you refuse to be mastered by anything other than your own relentless mind. This is your awakening. This is your command. This is your time. Master your mind or it will master you. Because the truth is this: you are not a product of your circumstances. You are a product of your decisions. And the most important decision you will ever make is who you allow to control the narrative in your head. Is it fear? Is it your past? Is it society's script? Or is it you? You must become the author. Write your own legend, because no one is coming to save you. No mentor, no millionaire, no miracle, only you. You've already been given the greatest weapon known to man, the human mind. But most people use it to rehearse failure instead of designing freedom. They visualize worst-case scenarios. They imagine rejection, loss, embarrassment, and then they wonder why their life reflects that darkness. You get what you focus on. Every thought is a seed, and your life is your harvest. So the question is, what are you planting? Are you planting visions of impact, of mastery, of abundance? Or are you feeding the weeds of worry, doubt, and comfort? Because if you water fear, don't be surprised when your life is overrun with it. But if you water power, purpose, passion, you won't just grow. You'll rise, you'll evolve, you'll lead. Mastering the mind doesn't mean never hearing doubt. It means you don't listen to it. It means you hear it and move anyway. That's courage, that's strength, that's freedom. You want a better life? Then train for it, like a warrior, like your soul is on the line because it is. Do not just want success, earn it in the silence, in the early mornings, in the rejected pitches, in the uncelebrated victories, in the moments no one sees, but you refuse to stop. And one day, when the world claps, when the spotlight hits, when they ask, "How did you do it?" you'll smile because you'll know. It was never luck. It was never magic. It was mastery. The kind that starts deep in the mind and ends in the transformation of your entire life. So take the throne, lead your mind, shape your reality, because the battlefield is between your ears, and you were born to win. Master your mind or be a slave to it. The choice is always yours.